I'm filming this on my laptop, so I don't know how this is gonna go. Never filmed anything on it. This is my project for adolescent psychology, where we're talking about teaching and how we're gonna be good educators. So I have my notes to refresh myself since I am nervous. So the first question was, what are dispositions that I think are gonna make me a good teacher? And I think that I'm very personable. I fundraise for work. I was on cheer and I fundraise. I know how to talk to people pretty well. So I feel like I'd be really good at communication with parents and kids, if they need that. I'm very professional. I know there's a time and place for everything, and I am very aware of when is the time and when is the place. I'm also very caring. I've worked with kids for 4 years, and it's just, it's been the best part of my life thus far, and I just love working with kids, and I care about all of them like they're my own kids. Let me adjust this. So I am very caring. I'm really good at time management. Right now I do 2 jobs. I go to yoga every morning, and I am doing school full time, and I have a 4.0 GPA. In high school, I was on the honor roll. I did cheer and I worked part-time, and I went to hot yoga with my grandma every night. So I feel like I'm really good at being able to balance and get everything done. I'm very optimistic when it comes to life. I feel like glass half full kind of person. And I am good at providing positive feedback. I've given a lot of peer notes and stuff, so I feel like I'd be good at that. They would understand why they got the grade they got, you know? As far as first year teaching goes, I think it's important to have an awareness of what's legal and what's not legal. I know that's one of the other questions, but as far as first year goes, I think it's important that you know that, maybe a little cheat sheet or something would help. I feel like it's a good thing to keep an open mind. You never know what a kid is going through. So don't be too hard on them. And I think it's important to know that teaching is not going to be easy. Some people think that education degrees are easy, but teaching is not easy, and it's important to know that and give yourself a break when you need it mentally. I have a friend that's a substitute teacher, so I got these from her. And I think it's important to practice what you preach. So if you're preaching ethics, another question later, it's important to show that in your character, especially first year, because first year is gonna I want to be high school, so first year is gonna trickle down, and they're gonna know what to expect as from me as a teacher. And I think that it's important to know that teamwork isn't bad. I have a hard time with that because I always feel if I'm getting notes on things, it means I'm failing, but I need to realize that teamwork can be a good thing. So professionalism, I believe, is getting along with others. If you have a difference of opinions, I feel like it's important to be professional in that, and if a conversation is getting heated or something, especially with all this COVID stuff, it's important to be we are gonna agree to disagree, and I'm gonna take a step back, and we're gonna get on with our day. I feel like not contributing to negativity is also a good one. In my workplace, there's people that gossip. There's people that gossip everywhere, and it's important to not contribute to that. And if you are in a situation where you're in that, just kind of step back. And I feel like it's important to let your morals lead you and practice what you preach and all of that, but it's important to know the line. There's a professional line that you are on. So the effect of our dispositions on kids' psychology, we studied the effect of socialization and stuff. So I feel as a teacher, it's important to incorporate those activities where kids can socialize more and get to know more people. I feel a negative mindset always gives you negative results. So if you're going into a day being oh, this day is gonna be bad, kids are gonna not understand what I'm teaching, you're not going to do as well as you would if you went into it telling yourself that you are a good teacher and you are like able to teach well. That's the same thing I just said. And I also think that, like, I've noticed with myself, when a teacher is just unnecessarily rude or pessimistic, I don't try as hard, like, in their class. And I feel like that's pretty common for most people, so it's important to, like, have that optimism and positivity during your day. Okay, question 5. As far as upholding expectations, I was thinking that it might be a good thing if you had, like, a peer review your lesson plans and see if there's bias. I think for me that's especially important going into history. I obviously have an opinion. Who doesn't have an opinion? And I need to reel myself back and have somebody look at what I'm teaching to make sure that I'm not incorporating my opinions heavily into the lesson plan or anything like that. I think it's important to refresh yourself yearly on laws. In Washington, we have the WAC codes, and I read them every year that I worked with kids just to make sure that what I'm doing is legal and right, and I feel like that's important. And one thing I go by is, like, if you're having a conversation with a kid and they're, like, saying something or anything, I think that, like, if you wouldn't feel comfortable with them telling their parents what they're learning during the day or what you're saying to them, just don't say it. Like, I feel like that's common sense, but maybe it's not. And then last question is, what would I do to promote healthy morals? I think that the most important thing you can do for a kid is to let them have their own opinion and be there for them, like, when they have those questions. So I wrote, like, don't put pressure on them to figure out everything they should know right away, because putting pressure on them is just going to make the results worse. And then, once again, checking your plans, making sure that you're incorporating morals, but you're not crossing that boundary of professionalism and legality. And then, I feel like it's important to know different worldviews so that you're not just teaching, like, the same thing over and over. I feel like I've had trouble with that at GCU, not being necessarily religious. It's hard to like, find professors that know, like, a variation of worldviews, because it's so Christian focused. Not that that's a bad thing. But yeah, that is my disposition to teach video presentation. Bye.